This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information and to find out how you can volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Moira Fogarty. The Art of War by Sun Tzu, translated by Lionel Giles. Part 3. Attack by Stratagem. Sun Tzu said, "In the practical art of war, the best thing of all is to take the enemy's country whole and intact. To shatter and destroy it is not so good. So, too, it is better to recapture an army entire than to destroy it, to capture a regiment, a detachment, or a company entire than to destroy them. Hence, to fight and conquer in all your battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. Thus, the highest form of generalship is to balk the enemy's plans. The next best is to prevent the junction of the enemy's forces. The next in order is to attack the enemy's army in the field. And the worst policy of all is to besiege walled cities. The rule is, not to besiege walled cities if it can possibly be avoided. The preparation of mantlets, movable shelters, and various implements of war will take up 3 whole months, and the piling up of mounds against the walls will take 3 months more. The general, unable to control his irritation, will launch his men to the assault like swarming ants, with the result that 1/3 of his men are slain, while the town still remains untaken. Such are the disastrous effects of a siege. Therefore the skilful leader subdues the enemy's troops without any fighting. He captures their cities without laying siege to them. He overthrows their kingdom without lengthy operations in the field. With his forces intact, he will dispute the mastery of the empire, and thus, without losing a man, his triumph will be complete. This is the method of attacking by stratagem. It is the rule in war, if our forces are 10 to the enemy's 1, to surround him; if 5 to 1, to attack him; if twice as numerous, to divide our army into 2. If equally matched, we can offer battle; if slightly inferior in numbers, we can avoid the enemy; if quite unequal in every way, we can flee from him. Hence, though an obstinate fight may be made by a small force, in the end it must be captured by the larger force. Now the general is the bulwark of the state. If the bulwark is complete at all points, the state will be strong. If the bulwark is defective, the state will be weak. There are 3 ways in which a ruler can bring misfortune upon his army. 1. By commanding the army to advance or to retreat, being ignorant of the fact that it cannot obey. This is called hobbling the army. 2. By attempting to govern an army in the same way as he administers a kingdom, being ignorant of the conditions which obtain in an army. This causes restlessness in the soldiers' minds. 3. By employing the officers of his army without discrimination through ignorance of the military principle of adaptation to circumstances. This shakes the confidence of the soldiers. But when the army is restless and distrustful, trouble is sure to come from the other feudal princes. This is simply bringing anarchy into the army, and flinging victory away. Thus we may know that there are 5 essentials for victory. 1. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. 2. He will win who knows how to handle both superior and inferior forces. 3. He will win whose army is animated by the same spirit throughout all its ranks. 4. He will win who, prepared himself, waits to take the enemy unprepared. 5. He will win who has military capacity and is not interfered with by the sovereign. Hence the saying, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself, but not the enemy, for every victory gained you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. End of Part 3. Part 4. Tactical Dispositions. Sun Tzu said, "The good fighters of old first put themselves beyond the possibility of defeat, and then waited for an opportunity of defeating the enemy. To secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. Thus the good fighter is able to secure himself against defeat, but cannot make certain of defeating the enemy. Hence the saying, 'One may know how to conquer without being able to do it.' Security against defeat implies defensive tactics. Ability to defeat the enemy means taking the offensive. Standing on the defensive indicates insufficient strength. Attacking, a superabundance of strength. The general who is skilled in defense hides in the most secret recesses of the earth. He who is skilled in attack flashes forth from the topmost heights of heaven. Thus, on the one hand, we have ability to protect ourselves, on the other, a victory that is complete. To see victory only when it is within the ken of the common herd is not the acme of excellence. Neither is it the acme of excellence if you fight and conquer, and the whole empire says, "Well done!" To lift an autumn hair is no sign of great strength. To see the sun and moon is no sign of sharp sight. To hear the noise of thunder is no sign of a quick ear. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease. Hence his victories bring him neither reputation for wisdom nor credit for courage. He wins his battles by making no mistakes. Making no mistakes is what establishes the certainty of victory, for it means conquering an enemy that is already defeated. Hence the skillful fighter puts himself into a position which makes defeat impossible, and does not miss the moment for defeating the enemy.
This is a LibriVox
Thus it is
recording.
that in war the victorious
All LibriVox
strategist
recordings
only
are in
seeks
the public
battle
domain.
after the victory has been
For
won,
more information
whereas he
and to
who is
find out
destined
how
to
you can
defeat
volunteer,
first
please
fights
visit
and afterwards looks for
LibriVox.org.
victory.
Recording by Moira
The
Fogarty.
consummate leader cultivates
The Art
the moral
of
law
War by
and
Sun
strictly
Tzu,
adheres to method and
translated
discipline.
by Lionel Giles.
Thus it is in his power to control
Part 3.
success.
Attack by
In
stratagem.
respect of military method, we have
Sun Tzu
firstly,
said,
measurement.
in the practical art of
Secondly,
war, the
estimation
best thing
of
of all
quantity.
is to take the enemy's
Thirdly,
country whole
calculation.
and intact.
Fourthly, to shatter and
Balancing of
destroy it
chances.
is not so good.
Fifthly, victory.
So too, it is better to
Measurement
recapture
owes
an
its
army
existence
entire
to
than to
earth.
destroy it.
Estimation
To capture
of
a
quantity
regiment,
to measurement,
a detachment,
calculation
or
to
a company
estimation of
entire than
quantity,
to destroy them.
balancing of chances to calculation.
Hence, to fight and conquer
and
in all
victory
your
to balancing
battles
of
is not
chances.
supreme excellence.
A victorious army
Supreme
opposed to a
excellence
routed
consists
one
in breaking
is as
the
a
enemy's
pound's weight
resistance
placed in
without
the scale
fighting
against a single grain.
Thus, the highest form of
The
generalship
onrush
is
of
to
a
balk the
conquering
enemy's
force
plans.
is like the
The
bursting
next
of pent-up
best is
waters
to prevent the
into a
junction of
chasm
the enemy's
1,000
forces.
fathoms deep.
The next in order
End
is to
of
attack
part
the
4.
enemy's army in the field.
Recorded
And the
in
worst
Toronto,
policy of
Ontario
all is
by
to
Moira
besiege
Fogarty,
walled cities.
October 2006.
The rule is not to besiege walled cities if it can possibly be avoided. The preparation of mantlets, movable shelters, and various implements of war will take up 3 whole months, and the piling up of mounds against the walls will take 3 months more. The general, unable to control his irritation, will launch his men to the assault like swarming ants, with the result that 1/3 of his men are slain,